Hey Petunia, you gonna get some arugula? Is that yummy? And nasturtium, you want some? No, nasturtium? You don't want to be in the spotlight? Okay, go get some. Go get some. Come on. You can do it, nasturtium. Come on. You want any? Hey there. Well, out in the garden today, I think today my biggest thing is going to be planting these perennials that I have had in my little container that I popped like just in their nursery cans in these pots to create these beautiful fall containers. They actually look absolutely stunning still, but I think I'm going to go ahead and put them into the ground because we're starting to get these really cool nights, and frost is about, oh, I don't know, maybe anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks away. So I feel like these guys will just do better if I plant them out. Now I'm tempted with some of them. I'm tempted to actually try to divide them a little bit. My plan for a lot of these perennials is to, over the years, you know, continue to divide them and utilize my own, you know, like stock of plants to build up the garden more and just add some more life to different spots in the garden. So I'm like, should I already start dividing them? The Agastache, I don't think I can divide, but I don't know, even like this beautiful black-eyed Susan, I feel like I might be able to divide it. Now the black-eyed Susan has to stay over here within the deer fence because the deer will eat them in my garden area. So they're gonna stay in here. This guy is gonna go in one of my spaces, although I think it's the squirrels. I'm starting to see some like squirrel digging and squirrel damage. I think it's the squirrels that have been eating the leaves off my echinacea plants. But I think I'm gonna put not my echinacea, my Indian summer rudbeckia. I don't know why I keep saying echinacea. I keep like switching those two. Anyways, I think I might like put these guys in one of these beds. So that's gonna go over there. And then let's do the Agastache. I'm gonna take the Agastaches and the anemones out to the front garden for now. They're so pretty. It's gonna be fun to look at them. And I have, they're gonna be all the anemone. Why can't I say that? I feel like I'm in like Finding Nemo. I'm like, sea anemone, whatever. I'm gonna put that one inside. I have a few areas of deer fencing, and the other ones I'm gonna try to divide. But I figure we'll try to divide them back here. So let me put the camera up. I don't want to damage these plants too much, but especially because they're gonna have to go through the winter. But spring and fall are really the times if you're gonna divide up something. So I'm gonna look in here and see if there's any, like this guy, I think there's like 2 clumps. You can see in here, there's kind of like one clump over here and one clump over here, the catmint. So I think that one I can divide in half. And then these, I just would like to get a couple plants out of one container. Maybe I'm being a little greedy, but I think I'm gonna go put these in a pot where I can kind of mess with the roots a little bit. Let me see. I've got all these half-empty troughs, so it's a good spot to do something like this. So I'm just gonna, this plant is still so beautiful, and it's got the most, let's see if I can even get it out of its, oh, it might be pretty root bound. It's just such a beautiful plant. It's a little root bound, but I think I was reading about this. I think I've got a few different little nodes in here, and I think these are a pretty vigorous plant. Like it's definitely trying to grow. So I'm just gonna see I can break it apart a little bit. I don't know. Now I'm nervous. Oh, look. It's shooting up a ton of new growth from the side. Oh, it wants to spread. Oh, you can spread. Okay, I love to get two because I love to have it in two different sides. All right. I feel like this is pretty vigorous. So we're just going for it. Try not to hurt myself while I do this. That's the biggest challenge. Ugh. I don't even know. It's a very dense root system. I feel like I just tore off a little plant. Well, maybe we'll just plant that and see what happens. Oh, here we go. Okay, so there's root systems coming off. This came off in a chunk, which has a bunch of roots and a bunch of baby plants. And this one has a bunch of roots and a bunch of baby plants. So maybe that's what I'll do. Just kind of take these off of the mother plant. And then we'll go plant those out. And I don't know if we can get in here and separate that at all. I don't know if I just broke that. I don't know if I just destroyed that. Oh no, I think I just did more damage than good. All right, well that's gonna go in and be a cut flower. Shoot. Okay. Sometimes being a little reckless in your garden is a little scary. Okay. We're gonna put that in a pot. We're gonna carry all that into the front garden. I'm gonna try to do anemones in two different spots in the front garden, so we'll see. And then the catmint will divide as well. Although now I'm a little shell-shocked from, I think, just ruining a bunch of plants. So maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe I should let them grow a little bit more and then just like dig them up. Although I think like that, I bet that will grow. Okay. I'm gonna plant this out. I'll be back. We'll do the catmint. Let's see what the catmint looks like. Okay. This one, you know, I don't think I'm actually going to divide this. I don't think it's big enough. All right. We'll go plant the anemone, whatever they're called. Why can't I say that? Oh my gosh. We'll go plant them and then figure out what's what. All right. Well, I got the plants planted and now I just brought these in. These flowers that I have broken off. I'm really excited that these are already like spreading so much. I think that's really gonna be kind of cool. And actually, because I broke this off, it's gonna be a really good test of its vase life. And then when I went and planted these Agastache, they broke off as well. Agastache are so incredibly hard to plant for me. They're such delicate stems right up by the root ball, and half the time when I plant them they break. Luckily the plants are pretty hardy and usually they bounce back pretty quick and it's not like the end of the world, but I need to be a little bit more careful when I plant. Or even this time I was really trying to be careful, but it still wasn't enough. But they're a really great cut flower too. They last pretty well. So we've got like a little bit of a purple bouquet today, which is kind of fun. Just gonna put these down. Super pretty. Just like kind of a whimsical setup. I would like in my front garden to plant big enough drifts of flowers that it becomes like a cut flower kind of garden, so that I do feel like I want to, you know, or I don't feel so bad taking out plants and just using them as cut flowers, because it's so nice. Isn't that pretty? It's just so nice to have something inside. So I don't know if this is where I broke it off. I don't think that would have rerooted. Although what I might do is just take this here and stick this in some soil, and then if it's gonna root, it can. Yesterday, I planted all of the little lettuce sprouts that you would have seen in the last video, and they're actually starting to sprout. So before I sign off for today, I'll share with you those. So I'm actually like so thrilled with how fast these are sprouting. I decided to leave one of these little humidity domes on to kind of see the difference, but you can see the seeds. I don't know if you can see. There you go. Let's see if it'll focus. Are starting to sprout already. That is one day. And even down here. Now the arugula is like going to town. I love arugula. Oh my gosh. It just is such a great plant. The Swiss chard and the spinach will take a little bit. It's usually like the fastest for me, and then probably like the lettuces, and then we'll get the other ones. But we're gonna have indoor salad. This is gonna work. So I will keep you posted as that keeps growing. Hey there. So I'm just sitting at the kitchen island. I just made myself a bowl of spaghetti. My daughters are asleep. My husband is out running errands. It's like quiet in the house. And I was just making spaghetti and like putting in, I did some shallots and garlic and a few peas, olive oil, Parmesan, and like a little bit of tomato sauce. And it made me think, like, am I ever going to grow like big tomatoes? I got, like, every year I got cherry tomatoes. I seem to have gotten the cherry tomato thing down, but boy, those big heirloom tomatoes, the paste tomatoes, are so elusive for me. I have not been successful growing them yet. And I was kind of thinking about that, and then I was really thinking, I want to make sure that I'm really honest about all of the failures that have been in the garden this year. And I always want to make like positive videos, and I feel like a lot of the times, like, I do try to share what's going well and what's not, like, as we go. And then sometimes I think, like, oh my gosh, I've just talked about nothing but the failures. But I got a question on a recent video about how are the pumpkins doing? And the pumpkins are gone. The pumpkins were eaten by deer, and it was yet another, I don't know if I can call it a failure, but certainly a disappointment. The deer fence did not work up in my front garden, or I'm hoping it still is holding out in the back garden. I have a smaller space. I think that they had too much room to jump over it, essentially, is what happened in the front garden space. But the pumpkins were all eaten except for the birdhouse gourd. And there's been a lot of pest pressure this year. It's been difficult. It's been a really difficult year. And in general, just gardening is super difficult. And I think, you know, if you're a highly proficient gardener, then, you know, maybe you don't come across these issues. But for me, certainly, there are these things that are just so hard. Like, for some reason, growing a big tomato, it has not happened for me, which is like kind of crazy to say, because I'm over here, I have a gardening channel. I talk about gardening all day long. I've had several different gardens in several different locations. I feel like in a lot of ways I know what I'm doing, although certainly there is so much for me to learn, and I would by no means call myself an expert. But it's like, wow, I've not really grown. I grew one. I could tell you about like the one big heirloom tomato I ever grew. Like I've not done it. And I've tried several different plants, and something always happens to the seedlings, and something always happens to the plant, and like it has not happened. And it's so, I don't know. It's just like such a thing you confront as a gardener. And I just like want to say, like, I am right there with you. I don't know what it is in your garden, because everyone is different, right? Like there's something that it's like, I don't know if it's ever going to happen. I'm going to keep trying. I think that's the only thing to do. This garden season, a few people have also told me that, like, I think you outdid yourself. And like, I think maybe I did. I bit off of quite a lot, maybe a little bit more than I could chew. I certainly have had failures and issues, and I'll say I've had fun mostly. The only like really truly I will say finding the deer that got into the front garden was like a truly devastating gardening moment. One of those just like really gut wrenching moments. You usually, pests get plants, and usually I can kind of like shake it off. That was truly like oh God, like I don't even know what to do kind of moment. That was a rough one. So I've had some really challenging moments in the garden this year, and I think I just am like, I wanted to make sure that I always present those elements, and then I'm always really honest. Like, I've not had success with big tomatoes. Like I've not, I can tell you how to grow Juliet tomatoes, because boy, I've had success with those. And I'm going to cling to that success. But yeah, like it's been a rough year, and it's kind of crazy to contemplate, even after all the successes I've had with gardening, that maybe, well, there's a lot to learn. I think I'm going to say it like that. I'm going to frame it like there's so much to learn. And I think that is kind of like one of the cool things about gardening, is that it's just an endless process. But yeah, I saw that comment asking about pumpkins, and I think I talked about it a little bit, but I want to make sure I mentioned like the pumpkins did not do well, and there have been a lot of failure. There's just been a ton of failure this year. It just has been hard. It's been a hard gardening year for me. It's been difficult because of having a new space. It's been difficult because of the particular pests and dealing with everything. It's just been a difficult year. And that happens. And if you're a new gardener, don't let the failures outweigh the successes and the happy, like the happy stuff. Like, it's really important not to focus too much. Those things always stand out. You're like, oh my gosh, this is so awful. But then, the Japanese beetle ate all my strawberries, and like, that's so hard. But then think about all the other things. Keep the perspective is key. And even if a garden fails completely, sometimes it's just the year, and I'm trying to remind myself of that too, because like I've had years where cucumbers grew gangbusters, and I had years where they didn't. And so some of it is also just controlled a little bit by the weather. But anyways, I'm going to eat my spaghetti. I don't know if I'll ever make my own spaghetti with my own paste tomatoes. I don't know what's in the cards for me. I'm going to keep trying, and I will keep taking you along on the journey. And yeah, I guess it's totally perfect to be an imperfect gardener. It is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And we're just going to keep telling ourselves that. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.